everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video, which is an update on my planning to pan. So if you are unfamiliar, at the end of 2024, I wrote out a list of all the products that I wanted to pan this year. The goal for all of those products was to pull them into a project pan and ideally finish them, but at least work on them within a project pan. And so now I'm here at the mid-year to give an update on how I'm doing, which, spoiler alert, it's all going really well, and I think I'm going to be adding some new products to this list for the second half of the year. So really excited about that. And I love doing these planning to pan videos and just actually like planning to pan, because it is super helpful when throughout the year you finish products in your project pan and you have a list that you can go back to and look at to pull in new products to work on. I've really curated my collection over the last few years by just panning and not buying so much, and so really like I don't have as many things to choose from, and so I need to be a little bit more strategic and thoughtful about what I do want to pan, and this list has been super helpful. So with all of that being said, we're gonna go ahead and talk about the 9 products that I wanted to pan in 2025 and their status, and then we'll decide if we want to add some new ones to the list for the second half of the year. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. The first product on the list is my Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation, and I am currently panning this in my project pan. I have 2 like foundation type products on this list. The other one is this Tarte C Hydroflex Serum Foundation, and I've also used this a ton, not in a formal project pan this year, but a lot in my Shop My Stash project pan. And I think I had rolled this one in to my Shop My Stash project pan and then had an opening in my project pan, and I'd really been enjoying it in my Shop My Stash project pan, so I decided to roll it in to my regular one. So I've been working away on this. Looks like there's a ton of product in here, but I do think I've made some really good progress, and really most of the product is just along the walls, although I'm still able to pump product out. So I don't really have a great sense of where this one stands, but continuing to work on this one, and then ideally I can finish this at some point and then go ahead and work on this. There's not a ton of product left in here, and I do think I could probably finish it up rather quickly. I just think it depends on when I finish this one, that this one could get rolled in. My goal for these 2 is to finish this and at least roll this into my project pan so I can say that this one's in, because other than this one, everything else has been rolled into my project pan. So that would be great to be able to do that. If I can't finish it this year, definitely something that I would want to work on in 2026. Next on the list is my Kosas Cloud Set Powder. I worked on this in my project pan and I finished it. We got an empty on that one, so really happy with that. Next on the list is my Marc Jacobs bronzer. If you all watch my project pan, you know we are actively working on this one, but really happy with the progress and the pan size on this, considering how big this product is. It is 25 grams, which I feel like every time I say that, people are astounded at the product size. So this one was definitely a big undertaking, so happy with the progress, and it is in my project pan, so goal met on that one. Next is my Too Faced blush. So this is another one that is actively in my project pan and I am working on. I recently repressed it and I'm starting to see some good progress where I repressed. So really happy with this one as well, and just continuing to work away here. I'm hoping to finish this up soon. This is definitely the oldest blush in my collection, and I think once I finish this, I will have no more blush with pan. I think I finished the last couple blushes that I did have with pan, so I'm gonna have to just kind of work my way through my other ones, but I don't think I'll be panning a powder blush again anytime soon, unless I'm gonna be taking on starting from like a full blush, not one with pan, which sounds like a very big undertaking. Next is my Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. This one is also done, so super happy that I was able to roll this one in and finish it up. Another product that you all know and love, my Avon eyeliner. We are chugging away on this one. I had a really good update in my last update on my project pan, just being able to sharpen it and get it to a very small point. So I feel like there is not much left on this, and continuing to wear it on a regular basis. So we are working on that one. Next one was my EOS chapstick. So I finished this one up as well and really like went in and dug everything out of here. I think this was my first empty of the year. So really happy to have this one done. I like being able to use lip products because I feel like a lot of times they're very difficult to work through, particularly like bullet lipsticks, although I have panned a bullet lipstick in the past and there was not much left of it and it took a really long time. So definitely something that is huge to take on, but finishing a chapstick or a lip gloss is definitely a great way to finish a lip product, but is not as daunting as perhaps a bullet lipstick. But really happy that that one's done. And then speaking of lip products, I also finished my Maybelline lip gloss in the shade Moon. And I thoroughly enjoy this, and I thought I was able to use this up rather quickly before the halfway point of the year. It's really great to already have 2 lip products finished for the year. And that is it on the actual update itself. So just so we can kind of go through numbers, I had 9 products on my planning to pan list. Currently 4 products are empty, 4 are currently in my project pan, and then I have 1 waiting in the sidelines to be pulled in once my other foundation is done, which makes me want to add more products to this list because obviously my goal is to finish more products in my project pan this year than just my Makeup Forever foundation. And so when those products get finished up, I need new ones to roll in. I'm thinking about adding 4 new products to the list. I was debating on adding this NYX Fat Lip Drip Oil to my planning to pan list because this is a product that is currently in my project pan that I selected, not from this list, which is actually one of the reasons I was inspired to film this video in the first place, because I pulled this out and decided to pan it because I didn't have any other options on my list other than this foundation, which didn't make sense to roll in because I'm working on another one. And so I was thinking about adding this to the list, but I'm like, I'm already panning it, so it doesn't make sense to add it to a planning list. But there are a couple other products that I thought could be good to add. And so let's go ahead and talk about those now. The first is this Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray, Charlotte Tilbury. So I finished up a mini of these, I think last year. This is by far my favorite setting spray. I love how it just locks everything down, but still gives me like a very natural looking finish. I was working on this in a Shop My Stash project pan and realized that like we don't have a ton left in here, maybe a third of it, and thought, oh, like that could be something I could pan this year. So if I'm able to roll this into this project, I think I could probably make some good progress. I do like to use my Shop My Stash project pan to kind of get ahead on some of the stuff that I want to pan. So I expect that I will be rolling this into that in the meantime until there is a spot open in my regular project pan. Another product that I've really been loving that I thought could be fun to pan is a blush, but it is not a powder blush. Like I said, I don't think I'll be panning a powder blush for any time soon, but this is the Merit Cream Blush in the shade Stockholm, and I've just been loving this product. It's been so fun to use, and I thought that it could be fun to potentially pan. I have a couple of other of these that I've gotten through PR, and I'm just kind of curious on like how much product is actually in here because the packaging is rather small, but like, is it flat under there? Does the product go down into the container? I'm kind of curious, and so I thought it could be fun to pan this if I have an opportunity in my project pan. The next product I think is me being very optimistic. So I was like taking a look at some of my powder products. Obviously I'm panning a bronzer and a blush, and I've already finished a face powder. And so really I was like, I don't have a ton of options. I don't have much progress on any other bronzers, face powders, or blushes, to be honest. But I do have a lot of progress on highlighters. I think I have like 4. I think I have 4 highlighters that have pan. And so I thought it could be fun to try and pan a highlighter. I know that is like a lot of work. And while this highlighter does not have my biggest pan, this is the smallest highlighter in my collection. So I thought that this could be a good option. This is Urban Decay highlighter in the shade Sin. So like I said, not a huge pan, but the actual product size itself is smaller than some of my other ones. So I do have no expectations that I would finish this at all. But if I do have the opportunity to roll it in, it just could be a good chance to try and expand the pan and perhaps set myself up maybe next year to pan this totally. And then the last product that I want to add to my planning to pan list is a lip product. And I just kind of talked about how difficult it is to use bullet lipsticks. This is my Clinique lipstick in the shade Black Honey. And I just feel like this might be easier because of the size of it and also how sheer it is to wear and pan, as opposed to like a standard bullet lipstick. And I was thinking that this could be really fun to use in the second half of this year as we go into fall and winter. And so this was something that I thought could be fun to pan when looking at my lip collection, besides the couple that I've already finished and the one that I'm working on. And so I'm excited about this one, adding it to the list. Again, I don't know if I'm actually going to finish any of these. I think if I have enough time with the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, I would. But the other three, I'm not sure I'm adding them to necessarily finish them, but more so to just get some good progress on them, because we do only have like 5-6 months left of the year. And you know, I'm still actively working on everything in my current project pan. And so I don't know how much time when I do finish some of this stuff up that I'm gonna have to work on anything new. So really it's just an opportunity to get some good progress on some other products. But yeah, I'm really happy that I get to do that. I think this has been a really successful planning to pan. Maybe next year I need to add more items to this list, but I don't know. I kind of like having the mid-year update and seeing how we're doing and then deciding if I want to add more to it. And I am really excited about the 4 new products that I'm going to be adding to this list. And so I hope all of you enjoyed this update, just getting to see where things stand with my planning to pan list and the progress that I've made so far this year. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will talk to you all in my next one. Bye.